Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Puerto Rico's own Shakur Stevens returns tonight. And what's going to be a very, very, very good fight. His first time stepping up to 135 to prove to the people that he's the truth and could potentially be arguably the best 135 pounder. He's going to be taking on, I don't know how to pronounce that name, man, Shiro Yoshino, right? But this is the thing about Puerto Rico's own Shakur Stevens. He has admitted that he's a small 135 pounder. Now, when he said that, I asked myself, I was like, well, you know what? What does this mean for Puerto Rico's own Shakur Stevenson to say he's a small 135 pounder? And then I started to think about the guys who are in the 135 pound division. And I said, I understand what Shakur Stevenson's saying. What he's saying is he more or less is coming up in weight. You know, he's not coming down to 135. So when he's getting in the ring, if he's thinking about getting in the ring with guys like Lomachenko, I think that's more evenly matched for Shakur Stevenson because Lomachenko, like Shakur Stevenson, is probably a smaller 135 pounder. Matter of fact, Lomachenko is probably more of a 130 pounder, probably can get down to 126. But then you think about Shakur Stevenson and a guy like Gervonta Davis. Some people say Gervonta Davis is really a 130 pounder, but we know he's bubbled up to 140. But when you look at Shakur Stevenson and the fact that he can admit that, you know what, if I'm going into a fight with some of these guys, Zepeda, Jojo Diaz, Charles Martin, or even Isaac Pitbull Cruz, right? Devin Haney. He recognizes that there are advantages and disadvantages. And he knows one of the disadvantages could be weight. It could be getting in there and ending up in a situation where they're imposing their size and their weight on him. The fact that their punch may be a bit heavier than his just because they're the naturally bigger man. And to me, that shows his intelligence. And it shows he doesn't mind being vulnerable when it comes to these content creators and when it comes to the media. Because so many people will hear that and say, oh, he lacks confidence. He doesn't, he's doubting himself now that he's moved up 5 pounds. That's not what it is. What he's done, he's sat back and basically done like a SWOT analysis on himself. He said, these are my strengths. These are the potential weaknesses. These are going to be some opportunities here for me, and these are the threats. So strengths, his speed, his boxing IQ, his ability, man, to really box from the outside, his ability to time, counter, his ability to anticipate punches. That is something not every fighter can do. They may be able to do one, maybe two of those things, but to do it all, like Shakur Stevenson, that is just something you don't often see. That's why he's been able to go in the ring and dominate fighters and make all these fighters look less than average, okay? The weaknesses. Well, him going up 5 pounds makes a big difference. He knows that these guys are going to be heavier. He can't go from doing what made him great and being an outstanding boxer, I'd say boxer-puncher, to now wanting to stand there and trade what he did in his last fight, which was stupid because he got hit more than what we were accustomed to seeing. But he said he stood there and traded, he got hit, but it was more excitement, and that was more of a fan-friendly fight. Don't be stupid. There's no need to be a Mayweather-Cotto here. What are you doing? Go out and get your nose busted up like Mayweather did? We gave the fans entertainment, man. Yeah, that's what they wanted to see, entertainment. And Mayweather's dad was in his corner going crazy. Tongue hanging out his mouth, wrapped around his head, dragging across his scalp. Telling him, F that, man. Box this MFer. You don't have to do all that S. And that's what I think someone's going to tell Shakur Stevenson. If he goes in there and worry about the stupid-ass fans and what they're saying, there's no need to go in and get punched in the face. You know what's cool? And what's really cool is to get in there, man, and to go the entire fight without the opponent landing a shot on you. That's impressive. To go in there, man, and use your face for defense, that's just dumb. And Shakur Stevenson doesn't need to do that. Okay? So as far as the weaknesses for him, he recognized that, you know what, could be a power, which he does have some power, right? He just chooses to fight in a style where he doesn't depend on it. Power could be a little bit of an issue, diminishes a little bit when you move up. He wasn't necessarily knocking everybody out at 130. So at 135, you think that those fighters have a bit more punch resistance. and be a little bigger, so his punches may not have the same effect on him. Kind of like with Adrian Broner at 130, 135. Broner was getting busy. 140, murdering people. 147, it stopped. Boom, over. Low energy, because the punch, he still had the same power, it just didn't affect those bigger fighters. Though he was accustomed at 130, 135, 140. Broner smoked everybody from 130 to 140. But you saw at some point it just kind of plateaus. And with Shakur Stevenson, the fact that he's saying he recognizes he's a small 135 pounder, maybe he plateaus at 135. Maybe you see where he gets in there and he outboxes guys, he makes them look crazy, but he's not necessarily going to get in there and have the one hitter Deontay Wilder quitter. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good thing. So he recognizes the strengths and the weaknesses and opportunities. Look, it's an opportunity to get in there with these guys and get yourself another title and get some huge wins. Look, at 130 pounds, you have some good fighters. 135 pounds is stacked. 135-pound division is on fire. It's like 147 pounds. Even the heavyweight division's on fire. But that damn 135-pound division and 140. But really, I say 135 and 147, smoking. But maybe more so 135. You know, you got damn Devin Haney, Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. You know, he don't know where the hell he's gonna end up. Probably back at 140, but right now he's floating around 135. Pitbull Cruz, that is the real wild card in all this, if you ask me. Frank Martin is just a matter of time. Frank Martin's the truth. Kambosos Jr., say what you want. Kambosos can scrap. Zepeda, Lemos, Jojo Diaz, he can scrap, and Hughes. And then when you go down the line, you know, you got all these names. Some of these names y'all may not recognize, like the guy Lemos, but everyone should know by now who the hell Edwin De Los Santos is. That guy is a problem. You got Keyshawn Davis bubbling up because he can fight it. Michelle Rivera, you know, he had the little issue when he went in there and had to scrap with Frank Martin, but hey, Michelle Rivera can fight. So what we're talking about is there's some huge opportunities for Shakur Stevenson at 135, and to really, you know, bolster his resume with some names that, you know, I think he'll have opportunities to fight him. It's just when he gets in there, he has to do the business. So now the real threat is this: Shakur Stevenson is a very athletic, high IQ boxer puncher. He was at 130. The problem is he's going up to 135, where he's going to be in there with some very athletic, high IQ boxer punchers, or just punchers at 135 pounds. Guys who are probably walking around at 155, 160, melting down to 135. So that's going to be his problem. He's going to run into himself, just a bigger and stronger version. That's the reality of it. Y'all, I'm not trying to sit here, man, and down talk Shakur. I'm telling you he's the truth, but he's just walking into another version of himself. Let's just be real. Okay, let's just be real. Shakur Stevenson is special. Him against Devin Haney. What direction does that go? When you got somebody who's naturally smaller, okay, against Devin Haney. I mean, you know, I don't know. This is just me having a conversation with you, right? We all see things through a different lens. But I'm going to tell you right now, in my opinion, I think Devin Haney may clip Shakur. I think he may outbox him. He has everything that Shakur has. Everything. But he's bigger. Lomachenko, I think that's a more even fight for Stevenson. Tank Davis, I think Tank just at some point, man, just, you know, catches up to him and destroys him. Ryan Garcia, I think Ryan Garcia destroys Stevenson. It's just the speed. At some point, man, the speed and power at some point in the fight, I think, will catch up to Stevenson. And that 5 pounds could make a big difference as far as Stevenson's mobility. And I'm not downplaying. Look, this man got a silver medal. Probably should have got gold. He's a special fighter. But is he Pacquiao special? Is he Mayweather special? Is he De La Hoya special? You know what I'm saying? Is he Roy Jones special to jump up multiple weight classes and dominate? I don't know. And you got Pitbull Cruz versus Stevenson. That would be a good fight. But, you know, how long can Stevenson keep Pitbull Cruz off of him? Because Pitbull Cruz is coming. Pitbull Cruz isn't just a guy who's in there looking for a mash-up, crash-up. He has good head movement. He has pretty good defense. and he knows how to slip punches, cut the ring off, and put that pressure on you. So for those of you saying Pitbull Cruz doesn't stand a chance, I had to say, hold your horses. Don't take it to the stupid. You don't know shit about boxing. I got to get you with the Roger Mayweather. Let me tell you something. Those pressure fighters who know how to effectively cut the ring off, coming behind the jab, and once they get close, you let their hands go and just touch you a little bit. Those guys who can effectively do that, I'm telling you, they break fighters down for a reason. They break the most outstanding boxer, puncher down for a reason. Because there's so much going on inside their head. That pressure is no joke, I'm telling you. And I'm telling you from someone who's actually been in the ring, who's sparred and fought against pressure fighters. You know, if you got someone who's really effective, if you don't have the stamina to keep up with their work rate, you're in trouble, man. I'm telling you that, you're in trouble. And Frank Martin, just think about Frank Martin. Look at his physique. You could tell Frank Martin, man, has cut a lot of weight to get down to 135. Frank Martin, man, he had no damn fat on him. Nothing. It's crazy to see. It's reminding me like Joshua Clottey. Like, the physique is just crazy. In great shape. Kambosos Jr. may be, I think that's a more of a level playing field for a guy like Shakur Stevenson. And then these other guys, man, you know, hey, look, it's all, in my opinion, toss-ups. But I just think those are the threats for a guy like Shakur Stevenson, man. So Puerto Rico's on. Look, he's on his way. But I think if they're smart and they're very strategic about how they move him at 135, Shakur can make some moves, but they got to put him in with the right opponents. But I'm telling you right now, Bob Arum, because Haney's fighting Lomachenko. Look, some people think Lomachenko is going to walk through him. I think it's a competitive fight. I do. I think Devin Haney should win the fight if he does what he's been doing that's been getting him some success. If he chooses to come in there and prove a point like Shakur did in his last fight, to stand there and take shots and trade, or like Mayweather did against Cotto, to stand there and trade and take it to the stupid. But Devin Haney couldn't lose the fight. Lomachenko can crack. He can squab, right? Lomachenko can fight. But I just think Devin Haney has the momentum going, man. I can't see Devin Haney really coming in there losing that fight unless he chooses to be stupid and prove a point like I'm the bigger man, the stronger man. Man, let me tell you something. That's just not the mentality you want to have. Keep with the mentality that you've always had, Devin Haney. And you should do pretty good against Lomachenko. And for those of you saying, man, no one wants to give Lomachenko credit, or for the one idiot who posted some nonsense about using inappropriate language in the comments, talking about how nobody says anything about Benavidez, everybody's talking about Devin Haney. Man, get off my damn page. Never ever come back to another video. If you subscribe, unsubscribe now, because you're an idiot. Get out of here, man. Devin Haney, we're going to give opinions on it. But get out of here. We don't play that shit over here. Devin Haney, no one gives him talking about David Benavidez. Devin Haney, man's a good fighter. But don't sit here and act like Lomachenko doesn't have a chance. What's wrong with you, man? Look at Lomachenko, his amateur pedigree, what he's done as a pro. Y'all sitting here talking about Lomachenko and Teofimo. Let me tell you something. Lomachenko did have a hurt hand, but Teofimo, he won the fight. Ain't no excuses. Teofimo beat him. But I'm going to tell you something, too. Teofimo had Gamache. But I just don't think we can sit there and look at Lomachenko off of that fight and say he doesn't bring anything to the table anymore. That's dumb. If Devin Haney and his dad not doing it, why are people getting mad because we're sitting here saying that this is a tough fight? Devin Haney and his dad saying this is a tough fight. So why are you cornballs who's sitting in your house probably still writing the name on the orange juice in your mother's house? Why are y'all getting mad because people out here just giving an analysis on Devin Haney and Lomachenko? Majority of people think Devin Haney wins in a competitive fight. So I don't know what the issue is. I don't know, man. Maybe y'all jokers need to quit writing your name on the orange juice, man, and get out the house and go out there, man, and get your life started. Sitting here worrying about the damn Devin Haney and Lomachenko, man. Shakur Stevenson, man, is next up. If Devin Haney gets past Lomachenko, or if Lomachenko gets past Haney, it doesn't matter. Bob Arum is trying to line Shakur Stevenson up for the winner of that fight. And I'm going to tell you right now, based on the eye test and what we've seen at 130, I think Shakur, based on the eye test, I say, yeah, he's ready to go in there. But based off of what he said here, and me really sitting back thinking about, you know, he's coming up. He really is a smaller 135-pounder by his own admittance. maybe him going up to 135 and just immediately going to the ring after his first fight at 135 against a Devin Haney. Maybe that's not the best option. But I don't know. But I just want to make sure y'all understand. I think Shakur Stevenson is the truth. But size matters, man. They're weight division for a reason. And we'll see. Maybe he doesn't plateau at 135. Maybe he dominates everyone at 135, bubbles up to 140 and dominates 140. Maybe the plateau for him is like Adrian Broner at 147. We don't know. It's yet to be seen. But what we do know is he fights tonight and he has a tough opponent in front of him by the name of Shushiro Yoshino. And I'm going to be watching that to see how he performs. And if he gets in and does the business, hey, he may be ready for the boys, all the big boys at 135. So that being said, y'all keep cool. Puerto Rico's own Shakur Stevenson admits to being a small 135 pounder. I think we're going to find out what it means tonight. We'll see. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. I'm in the breeze.